everyone, welcome to another organization video. Whoa, something fell. Thought I was gonna fall on my head. Let's start over. Today I want to talk about enamel dots. I've really been thinking, and I've started changing over my Enamel Dot Storage recently, just like the last 4 or 5 days. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not sure if I'm gonna like it or not. But we'll talk about that. So I figure what I'll do is I'll talk about the way I have it currently and my trials and errors, and then what I'm going to try for a while. So currently I have my enamel dots in these little drawers, and I pulled down my shelf. So this is, I believe this is by Deflecto. There's no name on it really. But this, I believe I got off Amazon, and they have these little drawers. Some of them are empty because I've been taking out the enamel dots. So there's 9 drawers to one of these sets, and I love these. These worked really well in the desk that I had before. And of course they sit like this. I'm just showing you the top view. I took out a few boxes. I just wanted you to be able to see. So I had my enamel dots, and I also have like my ephemera pieces in these boxes. Well, it's worked for quite a while. It worked really well in my desk when I didn't have storage room for other things. But this is okay. I'm gonna fix this up a little bit. This, when I say ephemera, I mean there's all kinds of just different things in here. Buttons, a few brads, there's some words that I can't really fit anywhere else. Some flowers, some of these metal paper clips, and the green one really isn't bad, although these look blue. Oh, on that side they're green. But so this one is not so bad because it's not really full, but if you take a look at the blue one, it's really full and hard to get to. Not sure if you can you tell the difference of how much stuff? Not so much. I'm trying to, I mean, I can't really tilt this one without everything falling out, but it's very full. And same thing with this one, the green. It's not so full, so I can tip it more, you know. It's easier to find what I might be looking for in here, or something that might surprise me. So I am working on that. But this is not right now. But these are what else I have in these drawer cubby things. And they sit on the shelves in front of me. I do love these drawers. These are great for different things like that. I'm sorry about this. I got to put it out of my way. I don't have any room to put this stuff to show you everything else. So give me just a second. I'm going to put a couple drawers back. Okay. So I had drawers by color, as you probably saw the label on it, like this one says green. So I would have 2 green. One would be for my ephemera, and the other one is for my enamel dots. What I like about this, it's very easy to get some enamel dots out of here. I even have this strip of brads from some collection I don't remember. You know, they're accessible. Very easy cleanup when I'm done. Here, the drawer, toss what maybe I used 5 of these sequins, toss it in the drawer, put the drawer back, and I'm done. So that made that very nice. Another thing I like about it is that I can take out just a piece like this sheet, work with this sheet, and then like I said, when I'm done it can go back in there. I don't have to bring out a whole box. I don't have to, you know, you've seen me grab out enamel dots in videos, so it's a pretty quick thing. Yeah, I mean, I really like it. It's not a very big storage. I mean, this is all my green enamel dots, except for I do have some in my crop bag. I just took some out, some random ones, put them in my crop bag, and called it good because I like to, that way when I'm packing for a crop, I don't have to think about each item, you know, like I have extra scissors in there and yada, yada, yada. So what I don't like about this, okay, let me say this worked much better when it wasn't so full. I mean, I'm holding this down, but you can see it's very full. It's gotten to the point where it's hard to find what I'm looking for. Or, you know, say a certain color. I really have to dig and things are getting lost. So I'm just going to start pulling them out and kind of give examples. I might pull out these green like pearl enamel dots, not realizing that there's another sheet in there. So I might wish I had more and try to dig but not find those ones. So I won't use them because I don't know that I have them. Oh, and I was going to use a little white sheet to kind of show you. You can also see there's little stragglers. See, it's picked up. They've picked up stragglers. So like this little enamel shape here and this one here, they don't go with on those sheets. And that is the number one thing I don't like about this, is that there's a lot of stragglers. Like these little enamel shapes that you could probably barely see. I've had these for forever, but I don't remember they're in there because when I'm digging through this big pile, I don't see those. I mean, they're very translucent, so I don't see them. Wow, that's some bling. I like that. That would be fun, like on a birthday page. So, you know, and I keep going through here, and again, you know, that comes to another point that I need to make. I mean, look at these, like, there are all kinds of ones. This one came off, so it's sticking to that one and sticking to that one. There's more of those. You know, just keep going, keep going. Get down here to the bottom, and there's full sheets of these hearts that I've never used because they're at the bottom, you know, and when I get down to the very bottom, you can see how many stragglers there are. And, you know, there's one sticking to the side that I have sticking to the side of the bin because they don't have a home. I'll put this white sheet under here so you can kind of see. I mean, there's times when I will be left with 2 enamel dots, or here, for example, is 3. You know, I might have more of that color, but I wouldn't know because it's just sitting at the bottom of this bucket. And I mean, these are like all over the place. And they're sticking to the bottom. They're sticking to each other. Long story short, I love this kind of storage. It makes cleanup super easy. It makes digging some out very easy. But it's just not helping me use up ones that I normally might have used up. For example, these shapes here, and I think these might be from a Heidi Swap sticker sheet. They're very old and I can't even pick them up. But to find these, because they are thin, they're not normal enamel shapes, they're kind of like puffy stickers, but I decided to go ahead and put them in here. So to use these, I would have had to have taken out all this just to get to these ones, and I can't even pick them up, darn it, but there's enough so you can see. And I wouldn't have probably found all of the ones that I have, so I might have been left with just one. And for me, it's easier if I have at least 3 or 2 to use on a layout rather than just one. I will still use just one because I'm going to use it. All of this will be used. I love my enamel shapes. They are a favorite of mine, as you can tell. But I enjoy it better when I have a full sheet or an odd number or more than 3. How about that? Let's just say more than 3, because I can use 4, 5, 6, or 7 a little bit easier than I can use, you know, 1. So, and here you can see these 3 are all sticking to, there's like a little butterfly sticker in between that's sticking to them. So this is what I am doing now for my storage. Or what I have been doing. Quite a few years. I mean, I don't really know exactly how long. I know I started this in my desk, so maybe at least 2 years, I'll guess around. Because it's been a while since I purchased those drawers. And I know I started out, I know that it's grown, my collection has grown, because I had to get more drawers. But then I also decided to include the ephemera in some drawers. And you can see this one. Oh, I will actually talk about that next. So, hang on. So when I just had the drawers that were enamel dots, no big deal. I had one set of the 9, and I fit them all in there. And you know, that was kind of early on before enamel dots and all kinds of bling and stuff started really becoming popular. Then I added drawers for my ephemera. Long story short, I have 3 of those drawer sets now. So that's 9, 18, what, 27? So 27 drawers. So, I mean, it's thick. I mean, I don't know how, it's about 14 inches wide. So times 3, it's taking up one of my holes. So in my desk, I'm facing a wall, and then I have a shelf right here, and then a shelf right above that, and then more shelves above that. When I did my room, I wanted it to be like my desk because I knew that worked really well for me. So, but it's taking up the second shelf that I have, all of the drawers, and then including my drawer of the wood veneers, which it's the same thing. It's just smaller drawers, but I believe it's still Deflecto, you know, these little drawers, all of my wood veneer. I don't want to move my wood veneer because it works so well when I want to find something, and I really love being able to pull those little drawers down. That would actually be really neat if I had those little drawers for some of this stuff. Maybe I'll look into that. I don't know. But for right now, we'll focus on enamel dots. But my point is, now that I have my ephemera and my enamel dots, I was taking up, like I said, 9, 18, 27 of those drawers. Actually, I think it was less. I think it was like 24 of those drawers, and 3 of them I just had random stuff in. So recently I thought, you know what, I want a little bit more room on that shelf. So I moved some of the drawers around and combined some, like this one now has both pink and purple instead of just pink or just purple, which I'm not really crazy about because it makes it fuller, and so it's a little bit less easy to find what I'm looking for. But I got it down, combined down to 2 sets of the drawers, so only 18 of them. But even with all of that, I still had an extra blue. So I had all of my, hang on, I need to close my window. Too many dog barking and things like that in the back. I still had 1 extra, so everything fit. But my green is very full. My pink was overflowing, so I had to sit there and cut each one of these things apart so that I could fit them all in the drawer. My blue was overflowing. I couldn't fill my drawer. I had 2 drawers of the blue enamel dots, which means I need to use my enamel dots, right? So I had that one up there, and I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with it yet because I currently have the 3rd box of drawers up on another shelf just kind of sitting to the side, and I feel like it's wasting space. I'm still trying to, you know, this room is new, so I'm probably going to change it around quite a bit. And my husband actually last night, I told him, I said, I'm stressing out. I can't figure out how I want to do this. And he says, why? You're just going to have it that way for a while and then change it again. Even if it's working. Isn't that true, ladies? I constantly rearranging. I think it's maybe an OCD thing. I don't know. Maybe I just enjoy trying to find better ways to do things. Plus we get in new supplies, right? So anyways, I'm going to put this ephemera box to the side because I'm going to deal with that later. Now to the enamel dots. I'm just not crazy about the drawers anymore. I'm just not enjoying them anymore because, like I said, all of those reasons, they're getting stuck on each other. They're getting lost. I'm not finding all of one color because some are at the bottom, some are at the top. So I'm not using up all the ones. When I have a layout, I could have used 12 different of that same color, but I only found 7. I still have 5 left over, and it's like, oh my gosh. So, I mean, again, I can still use them more, but there's a lot of just single stragglers. In fact, the colors that I've done so far, I've done pink, purple, blue, blue and teal, which I've combined. I've decided I am done trying to figure out the difference between blue and teal. To me, there is no such thing. It's just blue. It's too stressful on me to figure out which one's supposed to be teal. So I have done blue and teal, and have I done orange and yellow? Yellow and orange. So I still have red and black and white and brown and gold. And then obviously green, which I was going to work on next. So I had a few ideas, and I'm going to show you what did not work right away. So there's a lot of videos around going about sticker storage and, you know, ephemera storage, and people are using like wax sheets to stick things on. I wanted something, so one thing I liked about this, and I'll just pull out one thing of enamel dots. I like being able to just pull this one little piece out and work with these on the layout. That's a big, huge thing for me, because I don't want to have this drawer sitting here the whole time. That wouldn't work. I mean, my desk, and this is partly why I'm rearranging a little bit more, is I'm finding my desk is full, and I don't know why, because it's, you know, it's really wide. It's an IKEA one that we cut down to be smaller. And I even have a little shelf by my window that I'm adding things to, but I feel like I was more organized when I had my desk, and I don't understand that. So there's paper spreading here and there. So I don't want to add another box down here. If I want to use green, I don't want this to have to sit on my desk and this to have to sit on my desk. The little wood veneer drawers, I don't mind that so much at all. But these just are no. I mean, I already have my little boxes for my ephemera that you guys have seen and things like that, which you've seen. I've also changed that, but adding it to the sheets. So what I thought I would try, two different things. So I took this page here, and I'll talk about why it's all cut up. Tombow mono glue, if you let it dry, then it, without sticking it together, it remains tacky. So it's tacky. So I covered a sheet, and what I did was I figured, okay, back up for just a second. I have all of these sheet protectors that fit into a 6x8 album because I used to do mini albums a lot, and I ended up, I don't know how I ended up with so many extras. I don't know if I found some on sale. I don't know how I have so many extras. I think but I have all these extra, you know, 6x8 page protectors. Now everything's going to stick to it. So let's take a 6x8, and I cut these pieces of white cardstock to be the full 6x8 size, not just so that it would fit on the inside like this. So this is smaller. I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, you can kind of see. This one is larger. So it's the same size as the protector, not inside the protector. This is just a 6x8 in there. So this one was the Tombow glue. This one, I tried this Tacky When Dry Gel Medium. This is a recent purchase. I've seen people use foil with it, so I'm not going to get into that, but I really want to try that, so we'll talk about that in another video. So comparing the two, Tombow is definitely a lot more tacky. You can see I'm not even doing anything, and this one still kind of sticks. This one wasn't as tacky. I mean, it would work for the foil and stuff, other things like that. But what I was originally thinking is that I could take this sheet of enamel dots and I could just put it on here, and then I could keep all these sheets inside of a 3-ring album, because I had a couple of these left over. Actually, I only had one, which we'll talk about that in a minute. And I thought I could just keep them in here. Well, first of all, they're curling up, so I don't like that at all. Maybe if they were covered with the enamel shapes, then it probably wouldn't curl up as much. But the Tacky When Dry didn't seem to really hold them very well. You know, it probably would have worked, but it just, when I was putting some of them on there, it didn't hold very well. I mean, you can see I just bend the paper and it comes up. So, I mean, it's not really holding that well. That one wasn't going to work for me. So I tossed that one aside. Now the Tombow mono glue, I am not going to glue this on here because this one held way too well. You can see there's still a strip on here from when I had some enamel pieces on here. I had to completely move the whole thing because I couldn't get the strip up. Yeah, I would have to really pull at the strip, although now it's coming up, of course. But I would really have to pull at the strip to get it up, and you can see I kind of have to bend the paper to get to the underneath it. And pulling it up, you know, enamel dots don't stick to these very easy, so when I was pulling it up, purple, I started with purple. Purple enamel dots were flying everywhere, and I was trying to get them in here, and they were ripping the paper, and that's why I even started cutting it when I moved them to what I'm trying now. And I said, oh, forget that idea. So that one went bye-bye. So again, I thought, oh, but how do I want them? I want them easy to access, and I don't want them to take up a lot of space. So I even tried adding some to the outside of the page protector. That would probably work, but I decided I didn't like not having them safe. One thing I like about having them in the drawer is if they do come off of the sheet or if they stick to each other, they're still together and I'm still going to have them. If these are in an album and one of these decides to come off, it's going to get lost, you know, moving it up and down to the shelf. You know, it might get lost or flick and go on the ground and I'll vacuum and it's gone. So I didn't like it on the outside of the page protector. So then I tried another thing. I thought about sticking them onto here. You know, I thought, oh, I could fit probably quite a few if I put them on here, you know, no problem. But this is a huge sheet to take out and to try to get to just those green hearts, right? So I didn't like that idea. Plus, I probably only have 3 of these full ones. Most of these page protectors that are in here are divided sizes. So while I'm chatting, I will put some, I've cut down these pieces of white cardstock to go in these, and I'll put them in here really quick so that you can kind of see what I'm talking about a little better. So these middle ones are 2x2, the outer ones are 3x3. There's all kinds of configurations for these. There's 4x4, 4x6s. I found that these 2 sizes, and I didn't worry if these were straight, even, the exact size or not. I just mainly wanted them as a divider. Plus, I like the thought of putting my enamel dots in front of the white cardstock. I can really see the color. So if I put that there, I can really see the colors very well. So this is what I started to do. And I will go ahead and pull my pink ones here, my pink and purple album so far. And you can see that they are nicely in here. They're easy to access, so if I pull this book down and I want a dark pink that's almost purple, ooh, that would be good. I'm just going to pull this one out here. So I can easily pull this out, put this away, scrap with this, use some of these, and then, oh, when I'm done, the cleanup, yes, I'm going to admit, isn't as easy, but look how, that's not that difficult. So this is what I have so far. What I like about this. It's protected. They're protected. If they fall off the sheet, which is highly unlikely because they are protected in here, then, you know, I will still have them in here. One thing I don't like about it is some of them are so lumpy. You can see it's kind of pushing up on this one, which when I started with the purple, I actually did them single-sided so that you could, you know, some of them mostly, this didn't have much in it, so I did that one double-sided, but most of them are single-sided so that you can, so they won't push up, because you can tell like this one's pushing up because it's a very lumpy, bumpy one. But look at how well I can see every purple one that I have, and easy to get to. If I want to use one of these, just pull it out. If I want to use these ones, and here's another good example. These are very fragile. These are by Queen & Company, and this one's broken. I can still use it because it will tuck behind in a cluster somewhere just fine. So don't be afraid to use it. But, you know, being in the drawer, I don't know if it got broken in here, if it was broken somewhere else, but it broke somewhere, obviously. These I've had forever, and you know, a couple years now anyway, and I keep thinking I'll use them, but I keep forgetting that I have them. There's so many that I've found that I didn't even really realize that I had. These hearts by Bella Boulevard, I think they're both by Bella Boulevard. I've used some, obviously, because those are on the bigger sheets, but all these pearls, I don't think I knew I had those. There's all these little, you know, pieces everywhere that I probably wouldn't, these ones especially, like the clear ones I was showing you, that I had some clear ones in here. Now I wouldn't be able to find them to show you. And here in the pink, I did decide to start doing double-sided. Hang on, I gotta get a drink. The reason I started doing double-sided for pink was because pink and blue, I had more blue and teal than anything else, but pink was a very close second. So them pushing up bothers me a little bit. This isn't as easy to get to as the drawers because, well, I didn't realize that not very many would fit in into one album. So this is just pink and purple, and this is full, right? Because they're so lumpy and bumpy. But I also have a lot of Queen & Companies which are like these ones. I don't buy a lot of theirs anymore, but I went to their Queen and Company event a few years ago, and they had a really good price and a deal, so I bought some. And since CKC, and we don't have any conventions around here anymore, so they don't really sell, they just sell online. And I don't like to buy them because I can't see them up close. So I won't buy them very much anymore. I love them. They're awesome. If I can't see it up close, I don't like to buy it. But anyways, so I have a lot more lumpy bumpy stuff because of the Queen and Company. So if you just have like these Bella Boulevard, these hearts, these go double-sided and don't take up much space at all as compared to like these pearls. But I have a lot of old things like these pearls, which I'm going to use. I would never get rid of those. If I don't want to use them on a layout, I'll use them on a card. No problem. The other thing that I absolutely love about this is my colors. I can put them together. I wasn't real particular, but you can see I put all of this style together and all of this style together, and all of these little ones I was trying to show you were on the bottom are in here. And all I did was I cut down some shapes. So for example, like these ones, these just go in there super easy. Something's sticking to it. See, now something was sticking to it. These would just go in there like that because it was a full sheet and it was easy to access. When I had strips like this, I took 3x4 cards or whatever size cards I was going to use. You can tell that this is a 4x6 and 2 3x4s. I took just a little bit of this Tombow Glue. I mean, that's all I even put it on there. Most of these were already trimmed up, but if they needed a little trimming so I could fit more on there, then I would just put it down like that. And then I divided all these out, which I will show you in just a few minutes while I did. But then I could take more of that same color and put it next to each other. So, for example, here, you can kind of see all these kind of pinks going to go together. These ones are about the same hue. These ones are kind of in between. These are a little more red pinks. These are more purple pinks. I wasn't really like, oh my gosh, it has to go exactly with the one that it matches. I didn't care about that. I mean, you can see there's purpley pink stuff over here, and there's other stuff in between. But when I'm looking through and say I use this entire row except for one and I need more, I can come in here and I can look and I can hold it up to other ones and I can say, oh yeah, this will go with it really well. And so I feel like having them this way, I will use more of my enamel dots. So again, these are like really lighter pinks. Let me show you. So the only other thing is, I didn't realize I only had one 6x8 album. I have currently pulled 2 6x8 albums. This one is for a mini kit that I have. I do have a few mini kits left, which I will do. But you can see here's 2 albums. And I can add more to this one. I could actually add more to both of them, but this is where I'm going to have some trial and error. I would love to know if you guys end up doing this, what you would think. This is probably nothing new. I'm sure people have done this. I know I think somebody did this in a 8.5 by 11 album, you know, just like a 3-ring binder. You could do that with like the trading card pieces. I didn't want something that big to pull down. These I feel are kind of small and easy to flip through, whereas an 8.5 would be a little bit more bulky just for me. But that would work quite as well. The albums would be super cheap, and I don't know about the page protectors. Again, like I said, I already had these page protectors. What I didn't realize is that I didn't have the albums. And this album I took down, but I still am going to need it for my kit when I do my kit. So I'm going to play around with that a little bit. One thing I am thinking is with a lot of these, you know, these snap mini album things, you got these chipboard dividers. So here's my blue and teal. It's together, and you can see this has about the same amount. Well, this had more than the pink, because I know it had more than pink. So this takes up about the same amount of space as the album with both pink and purple, and this is just my blues. So I think I might try this and just keeping them with these. I have a bunch of these jump binder ring things, whatever you call these. I don't really know. I'm wondering if I might need bigger ones, but I can do them by color. I might have to figure out, I might just put a piece of washi tape along the edges on the outside, since it'll sit on my shelf like this, you know, facing this way, but I'm just showing you guys. So I might take a piece of colored washi tape or some way to mark what color it is. I thought about a ribbon, but I don't want to deal with ribbon being in my way. The only other thing I'm thinking about is maybe adding some kind of brad to both sides, and so I can wrap a little rubber band so it will kind of hold it closed. That's the only other thing I might add. But I think, you know, taking this off my shelf, having it here, flipping through, oh, there's those ones, which I didn't even know I had all these different colors. Oh yeah, that's perfect for the page I want. All of this would be so easy to go through, and I can just pull them in and out, and they won't get as lost. They'll get used up a little more, I think, and so this is what I'm trying for now. I actually have this box, which is very, very old, very, very old. I don't remember what came in it, but I know I got it at Joann's, and it had something to do with creating keepsakes. That's all I know. But I was actually thinking, because I know these fit in here, I could put that on my shelf and put these in here as like a shelf, because I have another one. So I would take all of this out. Let me just do it now. This used to be really organized, and I used these chipboard dividers. Well, this isn't going to work very well, is it? I used these chipboard dividers because they were, they're great for dividing the different types of page protectors. Now, my only question is do I have enough of the chipboard dividers? But I guess, I don't know, I'd have to find out that one. But I'm sure you could probably order those or just make your own, you know. That wouldn't be very hard. Just trace one out and cut it out. So I thought about putting this on my shelf like this, and then they would be easy to pull in and out. So that is what I'm going to do. This will save me from having to get any more albums, which I didn't really want to do, especially since my main reason for not wanting to order any more albums, well, money-wise, you know, why spend money on that when I have this here? But I didn't want to have to order the albums and not like what I'm doing. And I can temporarily use the albums that I already have them in, but when I want to do my kits, which I'm going to a crop in July, I know one of them is what I'm taking to work on, so I would only have till then. But anyways, I just wanted to show you guys that this is my new storage. Oh, you know what? Oh, and this barely fits on my first shelf here, so that would be even better. That would be just absolutely perfect. Oh wait, something's flying at me. Oh, a little plastic something from somewhere. That's not good. Huh. Well, I guess we'll find out. Thought it was an enamel dot and I was going to freak out. So, yeah, for now, this is what I'm going to do with my enamel dot storage. And basically how I've started, let me go back here. I'm not going to put them in that box. I'm not going to put them in here until, excuse me, until I have them all done. And I also tried using the backing of a sticker sheet and sticking the enamel dots on that. They didn't stick well enough. Again, I think they would have gotten lost. So I just think this will work better for me, because this, if I have 3 different colors out, I can have 3 little cards, having them sit somewhere, and then I can just slip that card back. So all I did to begin with is I just kind of dumped out my box. Usually it didn't go flying like that. There we go. And I would just divide them. I'm going to put all these triangle ones. I have a lot of these triangle ones. I'm going to do a layout with these, and I've been thinking about it. So I'm not even going to put these in the album, because I know I want to use those on a layout. See, here's another package, and here's more. So I got all these on the giveaway table at a crop, at the crop I go to on occasion. So then I would sit here and I would basically go by, this one is just a sheet. This is Rhinestones, still a Queen & Company thing, I believe, from way back when. Now they're sticking to me. So I'd put Rhinestones over there. This is Queen & Company bling, so I'd kind of put it here just because. And then the enamel dots I would take, and I'm taking off the stragglers as I go, and I would just put the stragglers down like on my little mat here. Here's another sheet of the bling, the rhinestone bling. And I have to check my arms over and over because they keep getting stuck to me. So look at all these extra stragglers. So those will go, except I know that's a rhinestone, so it will go there. There's these pearly type ones, more Queen and Company. So this is all I did to kind of separate them. And as I separated them, I would kind of put the same light colors together. So like this one looks like it goes with that one. It actually looks like it's probably the same type or same company. So that one would kind of go in between those. Again, I didn't sit here and really stress about the colors because I knew that it didn't really matter that much. These are more greeny greens, so I'd put them up here. And this is all I did. There's some more Bella Boulevard hearts, some here, big enamel shapes. Goodness, excuse me. Some more Queen and Company bling with things stuck all over it. I have a sheet of adhesive sequins in here somewhere. There it is. And it looks like half of them are coming off. So I even put, even though I have my sequins, my loose sequins, and these little spice jar things, since these are adhesive, I just left them on the adhesive. And I'll put those on a page, in one of the protectors too. These are like some pearlescent-y type bling. And see how many things are stuck to each other though? And it's just, it's kind of insane. I had these are some really tiny Stampin' Up dots that I got quite a few years ago, and I wasn't really that crazy about them, but they go everywhere, worse than anything else on that, just about. So I would just sit here, and here's another star shape that I would never have found. See, and you can see all these things that are stuck together from being in the drawers. And I don't think I did anything different, really. I didn't put them in the drawers sideways or any certain way to maybe cause all them to fall off and stick together. I think it's just enamel dots don't stick super well to the page, whatever this little thing is that they're on, the sheet. So this is just what I'm going to do, and then I will put them in, use the jump rings. I've decided I'm just going to stick with the jump rings rather than the albums for now, and this should get rid of 2 full drawers, which I'm going to keep those drawer sets for quite a while until I know for sure that I really like this new style. And I'm also making it my goal to use it up. I'm going to use some of these up. So I was thinking maybe before I even start, you're going to see a lot of enamel shapes going on layouts after this now, because I want to use some of this up. Now this sheet of Brad's, I did try to glue the blue ones down. I'm going to keep that out. Maybe I'll just stick it in a page protector on its own. But yeah, my goal is to use some of this stuff up because, and not only that, but it made me realize I don't really need to buy any more enamel shapes for a very long time until I do use it up, because this is plenty. And even if you put 3, 6, or 9 on each page, there's still a lot here. And I will allow myself to buy ones for, say, you know, Doodlebug has their shaped ones that match the collections, or certain ones, probably mainly Doodlebug, or if there's another collection that I'm just absolutely in love with, which hasn't happened for a while, at least since, although Echo Park's coming out with a boy collection in June, I believe, and I don't know if it has enamel dots or not. I don't even care, because it looks like a really cute collection. I'm very excited for that, because we need more boy collections. Cute boy collections anyway. So anyways, so that's all I'm going to do, is I'm going to sit here and divide it, and it really maybe only takes 10 minutes to divide them. I'm going a little slower now because I'm chit-chatting with you guys. Now look at this odd color, and tell me what place you would put this one. It's like a green and gray. Oh, and that's the other thing. So I don't have to have my colors mixed in. I am going to keep this with green, but it almost looks grayish. But I don't have to keep my 2 colors. Like I have brown and gold in here. And when I wanted just gold, I'd have to dig through all the brown, and, you know, there's not very many in here, so it's not that big of a deal. But I love the fact that I'm going to be able to keep my brown Same thing with black and silver and white and cream. I'm going to have all of those separated from each other, so I'm very excited about that. All right, anyways, let me know below if you have any questions about what I'm doing, if you have any comments, if you have a better way to store your enamel dots that you think I would enjoy or I might be able to use. I would definitely appreciate a comment letting me know what you think. Or if you think this is an idea that would work for you. So look at see all these little stragglers I'm still finding. And if you do this, be careful because your enamel dots will stick to you all over the place. You can see how many are left just stuck around inside the bin too. So it'll be nice to get those with their family and into, hopefully, on a scrapbook page. All right, everyone, have a great day and hope you can get busy organizing. Bye.